Galdur! How are you going, man? Long time no see, ladies, and today's stream is gonna be short too, but I will try my absolute best. Alright, and in fact on that note we're gonna kick off very soon. Oh sheesh, this top is not good, is it? The burn is real, eh? Why though? It's white. I don't get it. Sevi! Is it burning really badly for you guys too? No sleep at night. I hope that was for the reason I'm thinking about, not for a different one. Yeah, is the white burning big time, guys? What's the consensus? I think it is, right? YouTube will love that we're talking about my attire instead of chess. Really? On my end it burns like mad. Let me see it in big. Are you sure? It looks really bad on my end. AI generated. Well, I will start with this, and if people start complaining about... Hi, Lauren! Oh, Lauren! Perfect time. First of all, long time no see. I hope you are doing... Yeah, it shines the weird way. That's what I was talking about. Yeah, okay, so I will have to change. That's okay. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. Give me a second and we'll begin. Problem is that the shirt that I'm wearing underneath is also white. So I need to completely change. Okay, I will do some posh stuff for you guys. Alright. Mr. Australia getting changed into posh. Alright, here we go, semi-humans. Is this better? Alright. Yeah, changing on stream is a different genre. Somehow I don't seem to get money for it. Others do. I don't know how that works. Please give me a thumbs up in the chat if there is a thumbs up. Sorry, give me a thumbs up if you approve of my attire. I don't think, Lauren, there is anything new about changing into cute bikini meta on Twitch. Except that my cute bikini is not cute enough. Anyway, let's get rolling, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are going to discuss attacking chess, and I'm going to call upon my hero, and that is going to be none other than the Dutch phenom Anish Giri. As a matter of fact, by the way, I was thinking about doing a YouTube series on Anish Giri's greatest games. Trying to milk the thumbnails and, you know, all the cringy things that peeps do these days on the internet. But to be fair, Anish has got a incredible library of fantastic games. So we are going to start today with a very young Anish playing an interesting game. So let's get rolling. So the respective ratings here, I think about 20... Oh yeah, you can see it on the screen. 2300 against 2280. Yeah, Hans would be an interesting series too. Bishop d3 is correct. Anish here is following actually my opening recommendation. But here he deviates. I wonder, guys, what you would do here for white. What is your favorite move? Gotta love the chesscom engine that says play bishop d3. Hey, why are you in a suit? Well, it's deceiving, my friend. It's only a suit top, and the reason why I'm in it is because the initial clothing that I was wearing was the wrong color, and it was giving this very, very bright glare. Yeah, c3 is my favorite move too, and in fact this is the recommended course of action in my course. But Anish instead decided to castle here. I don't consider it to be as good as, but admittedly we are still transporting here into a favorable Sicilian, because playing b6 bishop b7 in most Sicilians is a waste of time versus a6 b5, which you almost always want to do. That's right, Semi. That's the Zoom generation. That's something that COVID brought in, right? The separate dress code. From waist up, total business. Waist below, party time, baby. That's how it is. Alright, tak. And by the way, I don't really like the direction that Anish's development takes in this game, but I'm very curious. Moves, please, for good chess. There are literally two moves that I would seriously consider here for white. I wonder if we can agree on that. f4 and knight c3. One of them is definitely something I would very seriously consider. The other I wouldn't. Nah, Lauren, there's nothing old-fashioned about sound and good moves. Now c3 is really bad, but earlier on when the pawn was on c5, c3 was definitely best move. Yeah. So knight c3 played is probably one of... No, I would not consider f4 here. Definitely not. c4 is the other one, yeah. To create the Marozzi bind. Yes. So I would go either c4 or knight c3. But because of the wonky development of the black pieces, I would be reluctant to go into Marozzi bind, and I would want to play something dynamic, hence knight c3. I don't like bishop e3 because bishop e3 violates knights before bishops a little bit. Having said that, it's very likely, or there's a very strong chance, I should rather say, that your bishop is going to end up on bishop e3. But there's no reason to start with that, because your knight is 100% going to go to c3. Your bishop may or may not go to e3. Okay, what now? The reason for that, my friend, is because f4, f5, f6 being played before we developed any of these guys is not going to go down well. First, we need to do what we need to do. Now, you need to make that call, Lauren, now. Why are you waiting for black to tell you what to do? You should determine that yourself. Alright, what now? The d4 knight has been challenged. We need to respond. Isn't knight db5 met by d6? And then a6? Nah, not in this case. No, I don't like that mentality, because black has played a fair few sus moves already. So you don't want to be flexible. You want to be aggressive, and you want to dictate. So they took on c6. The reason why they didn't play bishop e3 is obviously because take knight c6 hits the bishop with a tempo, and that's awkward. Generally speaking, in the Sicilian, when black does this very weird knight ge7 business, white very often jumps back to b3 to go like good luck Chuck with your knight on e7. Which I think is a very valid idea in this position. as much as I dislike moving backwards, but the knight on e7 now looks like a potato. Excuse me, so it's reasonable. Anish decided to trade. I don't like this too much. And then he played rook e1. Now, rook e1 is always a funny move in Sicilians. And the reason for that is because 7 times out of 10, your rook is best placed on f1. And the reason for that is because we want to expand with f4. And then put the bishop somewhere, queen somewhere, and bring the other rook to e1. In fact, I'll show you this because this is almost always the optimal piece formation for white. I don't know, I will just put it here now. And then rook e1. Something like this. Right? When you have got a very good looking kingside attack, you can play e5, knight e4, e5, f5, yada yada yada. So to play rook e1, it's a very committal decision, because if we can't squeeze something out of it very quickly, this is gonna end up misplaced. Magyar szurker! Szevasz, csávó! Köszi! Király vagy. So yeah, rook e1, a bit strange. By the way, I inherited this tuxedo from my father. From my late father. He wore it in the 90s, actually. So it's more than 30 years old. Bishop f4. Another slightly oddly placed piece. Because again, this is in the way of f4. Oh, Kasparov, thank you for the reminder. I need to re-upload all the audio. Because I don't have any of them. That's another thing I need to do. Yeah, okay. Bishop f4, d6, queen h5, bishop e7, and rook d1. This is the reason why I showed you this game. Because although, from a how to play against the Sicilian perspective, I dislike what white is doing. But from a practical point of view, this is what I told you about when I talked about how to play good-looking chess. A couple of... Oh, Nate Brady coming in strong with the Raiderino of 16 dudes. Thank you so much. Lauren, can you please send a shout-out to Nate? Because my shout-outs, for whatever reason, don't work. I don't know why. But when my mods do it, it does. So it's weird. Thank you, Nate. Yep, we are doing looking sharp because we're looking at sharp chess. So the idea is that sharp chess can only be correctly seen with sharp outfit. Mr. Noah, chess guy in the house. Cheers. So, once again, I don't like this particular setup against the Sicilian. And I will explain in a second why as well. But as a chess concept, this is what good chess looks like. And this is what we should be striving for all the time, every time. Now, what's wrong with it in this particular case? Nothing in particular. The problem here is that it's very difficult to get something out of this position if black doesn't castle very soon. I do have a Discord server, sir. I always look like a blunder personified. Oh, Nate, we all do, buddy. We all do. We all do. Mind you, my Discord server doesn't announce when I'm going live, so that's something that I need to fix. Radio. So, good news for Anish. After queen c7, we play bishop c4. Which is a very cheap threat. Very quickly, who can spot first what the threat is? And as soon as I said it, I'm now questioning myself if it even comes with a threat. Guys, do we have a threat or do we not have a threat here? Bishop takes d6. You what? Hello? Isn't that what? Wait, I'm not following. Is there a threat or is there not a threat? Bishop takes d6. What are you guys smoking? Bishop takes e6 is what I thought was the threat. But I'm no longer sure because what do we do against g6? So for example, what if I play knight e5, which is the most standard move in these positions? Okay, so now if I take, I think this could be catastrophic because after g6 I feel like there is problems around here. Who can see why bishop d7 works? Can someone give me a line? Why does bishop d7 check a win here? Why does it win, rather? Yeah, it's quite funny how this was a mass psychosis that everyone wrote bishop d6 even though everyone meant bishop e6 except for Nova Chess Guy, the legend himself. So, take on f7 loses to king takes, yeah? So that's not it. The question is, why is bishop d7 the winning move? That's it. So the reason is because after queen takes, I've got queen takes e5, which hangs rook and queen at the same time. I don't know how to get links, guys, to Discord servers. It's called Andras Live. And it's quite ironic that I call it that because it doesn't actually have a function where we would go to... when it would announce when I go live. But yeah, I don't know, I'm a Discord idiot, so whatever. Anyway, so that is probs the threat. Having said that, the engine teaches us a very valuable lesson here, because after bishop takes e5, black has g6. And then after queen h6, d e5, we look pretty decent. Although queen g7 is gonna pick off the pawn, but this may not be the end of the world. Because the white miners are really problematically placed. They cannot enter the fray in a meaningful way. Anyway, let's go back. Nonetheless, bishop c4 is definitely a pesky move that causes headache. And black castled, and believe it or not, this is almost a game-losing blunder. No less. Who can tell me why? Oshki, how are you going, bud? Excuse me. Who can tell me the big plan here? Ági zsigedráta és vírem. Thank you so much, Hungarian friend. Yeah, I might have some delay. Yes, sorry, but I was also reading something else. Oh! Fillet to get filter fish. Levy's result. He lost the first two. He drew the next. And round 4, I haven't looked at it yet. Yes, very good. So now the rook lift is absolutely terminal. And the funny thing is that either rook is good. And that's literally the only benefit of having the rooks here as opposed to here. Is that now the rook can come up to the lifterino. And it shows the e rook. It's almost irrelevant which one you do. And it's incredible, but there is absolutely nothing to be done against rook h3. And yeah, good luck saving the day from here on out. It's quite incredible, but this is what you get when you don't have a knight on f6 with a king castled here. It can very, very often lead to tragic outcomes on the h file because you just don't have the means to deny this double pileup. Yeah, there is virtually no difference between the two rook moves. Absolutely none. Magyar Szurker, I sent you a whisper. Can you please talk to me there? Okay, so Galdor says, let's play rook e3, and after bishop c8, rook h3, let's play h6, and after bishop takes, let's play e5. Who can find a knockout dub here, mate in 3? Actually, do not type in the solution, just type in a 1 if you can see the win. Agi Zsigedre means absolutely nothing. It's a funny way to say egészségedre, which means bless you. And it's a slightly inappropriate joke referring to a certain minority in Hungary who would pronounce that word with that flavorsome dialect. That was the word. It's not an accent, it's a dialect. It is funny. It totally is funny. And I don't believe in that PC nonsense. Like, you should be able to joke about certain things without being cancelled for life. So, yeah. Bishop takes g7 it is, and then all kinds of checkmates are incoming. So, yeah. The game, so, bishop e3, knight e5. Rook h3. h6. And now I want peeps to tell me what the heck is going on here. I want some fun. What's wrong with bishop h6 is the question. Shockingly, it's a bad move. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a really bad move, which thankfully wasn't played. What's wrong with it? No one? No one in the chat is daring to answer the question. Wow. Okay, so this is a textbook case of not getting carried away in life because c4 is hanging and bishop takes h6 is simply met by g6, which disrupts the attack on the h file. We don't have time to sack the bishop. The queen is hanging, and so is c4. And it turns out that after rook g3, queen c4, f4, although we have some very, very gnarly threats, such as take and take on g6, the incredible king h7 holds the fort. Now that takes a cojones and a half to play this move. Queen h3. Now it looks like we're dying to all kinds of discovered checks, but black casually goes rook h8, drops the king back to g8 next, and no whackers, as we like to say in Australia. No whackers, friends. Ouch! So, instead of the hasty bishop takes h6, the correct move was, let's go chat. Sheriff, thank you for the follow. I think there's a H in it. W-H-A-C-K-R. No worries. In Australian is no whackers. Or maybe I just made it up. You choose. Rook g3. I don't know about that, my friend, because... Well, for starters, c4 is still hanging, no? So I would be very concerned. Bishop takes e5 is a cardinal sin here, because that's the bishop we want to sack on h6. If you take on e5, the attack is over. Immediately, like, forget about it. We are now fighting for a draw at best. Like, this is plus 2.5. Now this is -1. Generally speaking, in the Sicilian trading on e5 like this is almost always bad. Because, yeah, it just creates a pawn mass that is almost impossible to breach. The golden rule of life, guys, is that you don't need to reinvent the wheel. Like, bishop is hanging, okay. And now we have renewed the threat. How do they stop it? How do they stop it? Fillet to get filter. Remember that I'm streaming this to YouTube. So please be mindful of the lingo. Guys, I don't know how to do this Discord invite. I just tried, but apparently you need to become a friend of mine on Discord to get onto the to my actual Discord platform. It's just too much pain, to be honest. I will maybe do it at one point, but I will have to think about how. Besides, funnily enough, like I said, the Discord is not set yet to show when I go live or whatever. So yeah. Anyhow, let's get back to business. Bishop b3. Oppo plays rook fc8. Alright, do we play bishop h6 and kill, or do we not? My Discord name, by the way, I think is... I don't even know how to... Oh, sheesh. I don't even know how to get that. Yeah, Discord is difficult, man. Can we get lines, please? Okay, I had enough of Discord already. I've been on this thing for 10 minutes and I couldn't find anything. Sergeant, that is almost on point. Yeah, by the way, the answer, of course, is that now we absolutely butcher h6. Because, yeah, it just kills. Because after take queen h6, there is no way to stop the mate. And in strong contrast to the previous variation, you just do rook g3. And there is no hanging piece. So we just won a pawn. The attack is still ongoing. And we are winning the chess game. Oh, thanks for that, buddy. Right, the game didn't last too long. Rook fc8. Anish played rook g3 because he was still a rookie who didn't know how to play good chess. King f8. And now I need a sexy. Now we actually need to be somewhat accurate. Hey Doc, how are you going? Now we need a cool variation. Now we need a cool variation. Please send in full lines. Not single moves, because this is spectacular. Oh, revising my Slav course. You are an absolute champion. Alright, so no lines given. That's brilliant. So, rook takes g7. Definitely looking like $1 million. Oh, Galdur! Shout out to Galdur. Look at this, guys. This is what a chess calculation looks like. Takes, check, king back, bishop takes e5, threatening two mates. Takes, and after rook d3, the second rook decides. Super plain, simple calculation. Because all moves were ridiculously forcing. Ironically, the least forcing move was the first one. Because after king here is check, it's mate threat on 2 spots, and then mate threat. So yeah, this is the easy part of chess as far as I'm concerned. Building it up to here is way harder. They played bishop h4. Thank you. I'm guessing the I'm in love is a reference to me, not to the position. Now, what do we do? Do we take, or do we have an even better move? Yeah, rook h3 is the cheeky move which was played and prompted resignation. Because now rook h4 followed by Matutsky is virtually unstoppable. Yeah, the rook h3. If you play the erroneous queen h4, which is still winning, then after king f8, you are required to find here at least one more sexy move. How would you proceed here with white to put the icing on the cake? What? Why did you just follow me like you have been following me for centuries, bruv? What's going on? Queen f6 is one of them. Queen f6 is definitely one of them. Why are there so many ads? Because you're not a subscriber, friend. Bishop takes e6. That's it. It's because I'm a poor chess coach who needs to make a living, and subscriptions will make it go away. This is beautiful. Takes. And here there are multiple ways to finish the business. Check would be most people's choice. Ironically, or I don't know what to say even, but the engine prefers rook g3. But yeah, rook h3 is the cleanest win to avoid all this mess and just take. and walk away with a dub. Alright, what did we think, guys? What did we think? Using me for pennies. Yeah, it was Anish. It was Anish indeed. Oh, that sounded like a YouTube sub. I don't know why, but I apologize to the YouTube viewers. It seems to me that I didn't see the YouTube chat popping up. Maybe I wasn't reading it correctly. Attack like a serial killer. Okay. Each to their own, I suppose. No worries. Alright, the next one is going to be a little bit wilder. Do we want wild? Now we are stepping it up a notch. And Anish is now 25 handle. And that is going to definitely leave a mark on the opponent. What do we call this variation of the Sicilian? Oh, Aziti! Hello, my friend. The king of chemistry. And that is a chemistry that is... well, how should I put it? Yeah. In more than one way, he is the king of chemistry. He's definitely good with molecules, but boy, is he the king of the dating scene as well. How are you going, good friend? Long time no see. Indeed, this is the Scheveningen. Galdur, that's hilarious. I just realized what you did there. Sevches.
Scheveningen.
Ah, that's in Sevches, the educated fella in the house. Scheveningen. Yeah, I think in Hungary we pronounce it as Scheveningen, but I have heard some Dutch people pronounce it as Scheveningen. Actually, you know what? Let's do this, guys. I'm gonna make Google pronounce it for us. Scheveningen pronunciation Dutch. Are you ready? I didn't put it on the screen, but it's coming in.
Hello, this is Hans the Dutch guy with much Dutch. And this time we will see how to pronounce in a regular Dutch accent the city of Scheveningen. Located on the...
Okay. I guess, guys, we got owned a little bit there. Yeah, I heard Luc van Veli say it once. I heard him and I went like, is that how you say that? The irony, of course, is that Anish is Dutch, so he would know. Okay, let's listen to this video.
shore of the North Sea. De Noordzee. This is the way us Dutchies say Scheveningen.
Wait a second, I need to get some phlegm for this to go. Scheveningen. Well, that's an angry one. Scheveningen. Oh, wait, one more.
Scheveningen.
Scheveningen. Oh, I guess I'm quite talented. How you do this without, like, if we are not, you know, sick and you don't have the throat issues?
Scheveningen.
Scheveningen. I can't say it. How do you say it when you're happy? Like, it sounds so aggressive. Scheveningen. Jeez Louise. Yeah, let's call it the Keres attack after g4, right? But unfortunately, Anish went with bishop e3, which is the English attack. Holy cow, I got so owned with this whole Scheveningen issue. Let's not even go there. Okay, bishop e7. Tungsten Mouse, thank you for tuning in. Exactly. The Dutch language was invented to make the German sound romantic. Yeah, that's about right. There are two languages that sound extremely aggressive to me anytime it's spoken. One of them is the Dutch, the other is the Arabic. Like, it's so difficult to make Arabic or Dutch sound casual. Yeah. Alright, F3. English attack. Castles, castles. And let's get rolling, ladies and gentlemen. Lead the charge. Lead the attack. Let's go. Baby B, how are you going? Lead the charge. H4, but I would play G4. Objectively, these two moves are of the same value. Doesn't matter which one you start with, but you definitely need to get rolling. G4 played. 97. Prophylaxis. Stepping out of the G5 thread before it even lands. This is actually the most traditional English attack, as far as I'm concerned, Galdor. Alright, what now? H4 or G5? It doesn't actually matter. Totally doesn't matter. H4 was played, they are equally good. Makes no difference. Of course, bishop takes H4 is a quadruple question mark. A for being stupid, 2 for opening up the H file, 3 for losing on the spot to Queen H2. Yeah, makes no difference whatsoever. 94, bishop D4, B5. Moves, please. G5 is one candidate. H5 here you need to be a little bit careful with, because then G5 is going to be very tricky to get in. So you definitely do not want to go with this now. If you want to push pawns, it's now definitely G5, not H5. And that's exactly what was played. King B1 is also a theoretical line here, but we are not going there. Bishop B7, A3. This is a bit shameful, but you need to know one particular idea slash motive, which is that when there is no knight on C6, A3 typically is more acceptable to play because it's very difficult to get B4 in. Yeah, it looks sinfully ugly. I hate A3 every single time I see it. But now it's really tough for black to get anything going on the queen side. The main idea being that if they play king, queen a5, then you get to play king b1, and b4 here is a game-losing blunder. Who can tell me why? Yes, I do have a video on this indeed. Anyone? Taken 95, that's it. You absolutely 100% must know this motive. It's, yeah, the most basic Sicilian tactical trick that everyone must know. And queen d2 is met by 97 check. Yeah, it looks winning for white. Right, so that is the main issue. And because of that, it's very difficult for black to find a constructive plan to somehow get this rolling. Also, the bishop d3 fanboys, that's a total waste of a move in the vast majority of cases, because you just walk into knight e5, knight c5. You totally do not need that move. We are going to play a bishop move with the f1 bishop, but you will be surprised to see that it's definitely not bishop d3. In some lines we do, in some lines we don't. So it's actually quite difficult. Queen c7 played. And here there are 3 very good moves according to the engine. And our greatest friend Anish played none of them. Abdurrahman, very correct. So, I hope that I didn't offend you, Abdurrahman, when I said that I find the Arabic language very aggressive in its sound, but it is what it is. Bishop h3 was played here. The engine likes h5. I do too, by the way. This appears to me to be most consistent. And king b1 is logical. The only time when this is catastrophic, when there is already a knight here or here, when knight c4 comes with the tempo. Actually, you are right, Lauren. Russian can sound very aggressive too. Da. Da. Конь e3, 4. 4. Yes, Sergeant, you are right. Nobody gets offended except those who make it their life mission to be offended. You mean half of Earth's population. Correct. Alright, what do we do, ladies? They played knight e5, which is the move I would have played. Yeah, actually the engine dislikes this move, and I get it. Exactly because of knight e5, and all of a sudden, there are problems around. h5 is my move, when after knight e5, I guess queen e3 is the idea. Keeping up the bishop here so that you can trade it for the knight, and f4, f5, and it's absolute steamrolling. Like, it's crazy how far ahead we are with the attack here compared to what black has accomplished on the other wing. Anyway, bishop h3 played, knight e5, queen g2. Now, the reason why chess is really, really beautiful and at the same time extremely complicated is the fact that here, black has knight c4, which wasn't played, and white here has a sensational tactical idea to make the pawn charge rolling. Can you guys figure out what the best way is for white here to continue this attack? It's a stock standard attacking idea in the English attack, especially with the bishop on h3. Now h5 is too slow. That's exactly the point. That h5 here is too slow. Yeah, Lauren, unfortunately, this plan would get us checkmated about 5 times before we get there. Bishop f5 is a motive that was played in a Bologan game. Yeah, Yang Chuan, Bologan. Mentioned in many puzzle books, but it's absolutely harmless here. g6 is the correct move. Because black cannot take with the f. Due to this. And if h takes, then h5. And now you see the power of the queen-bishop combo disallowing the next take. And after g5, trying to keep things closed, this, guys, is textbook case of how to play good attacking chess. h6, no questions asked. You absolutely have to go full Monty. That is what attacking chess looks like. And Lauren, without wanting to ridicule you, what you said, I really want you to reflect on that and compare the effectiveness, which I think is a trendy word now called efficacy, of this idea versus wreck, wreck, wreck. Every move is like a punch in the face. When you do knight e2, all we accomplish is that we're going backwards in a position where the only acceptable direction is up. But there is a very devilish trick to this whole situation, which is why technically I'm wrong, and that is that after g6, the engine teaches us that the absolutely bonkers ignore the pawn and play e5 leads to black advantage. And now after takes, you simply take back. And incredibly enough, white has nothing here. Now, look at this. This is how quickly the tables can turn in the Sicilian. You drop the bishop back, and watch this. b4, and now black is doing exactly the same thing to us on the other side of the board. Absolute sheer insanity. Ignoring bishop e6, because it just does nothing. I just take on b4, and it's already made down here. And if b5, then a4. And if bishop e6, then a3. And all of a sudden, it's all about black, black, black. Insane chess. Absolutely beautiful. And when you see this, you just go like, yeah, there's no way I would have played this like that. Sensational idea. Yeah, this is next level stuff. But luckily for Anish, the opponent played knight c6, which is an understandable move, because what it aims to do is to kick the bishop and prepare for b4. Do you think... I saw the question in the first time, and I didn't consider it to be a particularly smart one, so I ignored it. Like, I don't know what you want me to say. I don't know what tournament. I don't know who the people are who are playing. Like, what do you want me to say? Yes, you can win it. EV Paul. Thank you, thank you. So, where are we going with the bish, ladies? Are we taking? Are we going this way, this way, this way? What's happening? Moves, please. I don't know if you can win it, but we will be cheering for you, man. That's the best I have for you. G6 anyways? I don't think so. I can't explain to you why, but this doesn't feel right to me now. I would probably take... And here I'm going to show you another motive that is going to blow your socks off. And that is that often in these setups, king takes is actually playable. Because it's a natural defender of the e6 pawn. And when rook takes, you can play bishop f6, which defends and attacks like this. I'm not saying that this is good, but I certainly am saying that I have seen it work. The engine actually is just casually going like, nah, just take with the rook. After rook d6, you play bishop f6. And when the rook drops back, I suppose we are going to defend this. And the bishop is now the best piece on the board. Defend, attack, yada, yada, yada. Just play queen, rook e7 or rook here. Yeah, you just defend e6, Lauren. Like, it's no biggie. It really is no biggie. Like, queen g4 is... like, just defend it. And I'm ready to go back next. Black is already better here. So, the correct and best move, and this is a very well-known motif here, is of course bishop f6. That's another benefit of having the queen on g2, to have the discovery here. By the way, did I say thank you to Sepches when he subbed? I don't think I did, so thank you Sepches, you are an absolute legend. Well, you don't understand what it does. Well, it allows you to continue the pawn pushes without being obstructed. Yeah, b4 of course is the best move. In fact, I think was played. Wait, hold a tick. Oh no! Anish actually went back to e3. What a loser. Yeah, bishop f6 was best. After b4, I reckon I would take. I guess you want to take me back, yeah? And then I just go h5. And I just keep on rolling. But you guys are right. This is still a game to win. Because, yeah, once I play... I mean, obviously the plan is to take and play g6. And that's gonna soften up things a fair bit. So white should be better here, yeah. Yeah, bishop e3 was like... what the hell? But there is a point to bishop e3. Which is that it allows you to go full Monty with the f-pawn now. And b4 is definitely not best here, I think. Well, maybe. Alright, how will you proceed with white now? Yeah, that's right. The h3 bishop can either be the hero of the attack or a terrible piece obstructing the h-file. And for that exact reason, Galdor, our next move is particularly important. Yeah, g6. Definitely you don't want to hold back. It is g6 time, ladies. Now black has made some headway on the queen side, so we need to strike. And g6 is definitely the main idea. They took. What's the follow-up? Without a question. h5. This is something that I have also made a YouTube video about, and people still do not really follow this idea sub 1400 level. And that is that the idea of a pawn storm virtually is to open up fast for your attack. That's the #1 objective. The second is to weaken the opponent's king, but the most important one is to allow your pieces in. And so a lot of people are like, but I just lost 2 pawns. It's like, no, you just won 2 rooks, because now both of your rooks are killing your opponent's king. So yeah, this is it. h5. No question. Now, how do we finish the piece after gh, out of curiosity? You're going to not believe the best move here for white. Yeah, queen takes f7, g7 would be nice if it worked, but it doesn't. Rook d g1 feels so natural, right? Not even top 3 according to the engine. Because the problem here, I reckon, is that after bishop h6... I thought it was going to be g6, but g6 may be met by bishop e6. The engine just wants this. Hello? Oh my god. OMG. Yeah, doesn't help. So the idea is that if takes, then queen b2, and then I can take g7. And if king d2, then I can just check and then take the bishop. Oh! Oh, man! This is bullying! This questing with a Q, mate. If your opponent played this, you would be going full Kramnik. Absolute full Kramnik. That is unbelievable. That line, oh my god. Right, so there are two very clearly winning moves here. The most obvious one is bishop d4, the one that is easy to find. Although after e5 you still need to find a tricky one. I'm curious who can find this. It's a very challenging idea. I'm gonna give you a hint. It's not rook dg1. Bishop a6 is very close. Bishop a6 is very close. I don't think God or your idea works with take rook d7 because you are just forcing me to attack down here. It's bishop f5, guys. Absolutely incredible stuff. And after ed, rook takes, and we are threatening rook h8. And it's more or less unstoppable. I didn't realize that I found an absolute pearl in this game. Nah, well, I don't know if he saw any of this. I mean, I'm being probably not nice to him. So, bishop d4 does win with bishop f5. You might find that check is also good here, but no, actually it's not. No, it's actually rubbish. It has to be rook h5. Bishop h7 check, king takes, rook check, e rook check, g6, and we don't have mate. That's how cruel chess is. You just mess up the move order and we're done. You've got nothing. Sucks to be us. Queen h3, king g7, here, check, and the king walks to safety. Maybe. Maybe I just am bad at chess and this is still okay. Oh no, it's f5. I mean, everyone saw that, right? Everyone saw this. Hello? And I suppose that if I go check here and check, I might be able to zigzag my way out here. Yeah, exactly. Check, king d7. Well, I can't take this, so yeah, that was it. Game over, black one. Know what is available. I will be gone in about 40 minutes tops. So, bishop d4, second best move. Best move, instant bishop f5. Once you saw this, you never forget this idea. And again, the same concept is coming in and then mate on the h file. And the point is that if they take, then bishop d4 becomes a lot stronger because they cannot interfere on the diagonal. The machine favors rook h5, but bishop d4, I guess, is the more instructive way to demonstrate what's going on here. And if f6, we are so close to make this work. In fact, yeah, not quite. Queen g6 has to be played. Because unfortunately the king can slip out here. And now just rook h5, double up and mate on h8. Incredibly, we have plenty of time to do this. Right, the game continued with g5. No, bishop f6, my bad, sorry. Wait, what? Isn't that suicide? What do we do now after this? Yeah, so now we are threatening bishop takes e6 followed by mate, correct? Yes, that's correct, Sergeant, yeah. Bishop takes c3 played. I need a good move now. How do we score the dub? I'm afraid GF may well be met by Queen F. Lauren, be careful there. We don't want to invite more defenders. Yeah, definitely bishop takes e6. Like I told you, this is the key concept, that you want to take this threatening with mate. Because this literally reduces black to checks and run for the hill types of moves. Now black's best option here would have been to take, which is losing 700 pieces. Evie Paul, yes. Yes, I am indeed. And everything else is just worse. The opponent played rook fb8, opting to get mated. Right, what's the cleanest win? Sometimes this is the hardest challenge in chess. When you need to find the cleanest win. I want you to type in a convincing line, not just the one move. Give me a line that makes you feel like, yep, I'm mopping this up. So, Lauren, if you don't mind me saying this, don't be lazy. So, if you go rook h8 takes, and then you take on f7, that's a non-check. So, you absolutely have to then continue calculating with bishop takes followed by queen takes to ensure that we are golden. Yeah, rook h8 is the most tempting move for a human, that's for sure. The only thing I'm not so sure about, that you guys will tell me why I am bad at this game, is that what happens if take. Well, first of all, why are we taking with the pawn and why not with the bishop? Because if we take with the pawn, then we allow g6, no? So actually, after rook check takes, instead of gf bishop takes, is a no-brainer. I don't understand why that's not a forced mate. Anyone tells me what's going on there? Okay, let's go. Check. Takes. Takes. You know what's ironic, guys? That here black played bishop takes b2. And after king b1 they resigned. Because mate can only be prolonged by queen f7, which is no bueno. But apparently, although it does win for white, but black had knight check. And it ain't over till it's over. Because now the idea is that after king b1, you have queen takes f7. And after gf, you have bishop takes e4. Now, it doesn't work. Like, it's +8. But the fact that, you know, the engine still tries to kill us never ceases to impress me, man. Like, this is next level. Yeah, it does look a little bit iffy. It does. But to be honest, we have a very simple win. You just go check. You decoy the rook. And now you can do whatever. Queen g6, takes c3, everything wins. Probably cleanest is just queen here. What was wrong with bishop a2? Good question. So the idea is that if you go bishop a2, I suppose I can interfere with the diagonal. First of all, I have bishop b2 check, which you cannot take. So you have to go to king b1. And then I thought I would do pawn d5, but the engine wants... Oh, bishop... Oh my god! Wow. And now I have got discover checks with the bishop if we take with the bishop. Again, it still wins for white, but it's a royal beauty, because here I think more or less the only winning move is bishop b3. Wow. Whoo, boy. Oh boy. Yeah, that's a good question, Lauren. I don't know. I will be there though. I will be there. I will make it better than what it promises to be. What do you reckon? Is my presence going to help to boost biz or not? Alright, do you guys think we have time for one more? Let's do one more. Jesus, I really should make a YouTube series out of these games. It's so good. Okay, surprisingly another Sicilian. Another English attack. And this is actually called the Perényi variation, named after a Hungarian international master called Béla Perényi, who died tragically young. How many days left? It starts on the 25th, I think. Of November, that is. H5 is an unusual move, so E5, knight F5, G5, G6, G5 takes was the idea of Perényi sacking a piece for insane compensation. This is also a theoretical line, but here I believe this knight is going to play way too many moves. Like, we're gonna kick it, it's gonna be a kick fiesta. Queen b6, h3, knight e5. So the trick is that now black is threatening queen d4, which was seen by everyone. And bishop e3 hangs the b2 pawn, so this is a bit awkward. Bishop e2 is a move here, and knight b3 is another. Yeah. And now this position is just dumb for black because we played 1, 2, 3, 4 knight moves whilst allowing the white pawn mass to go up. The only thing that black can claim to be an accomplishment is the fact that the pawn pushed past here, so it's harder to open a file on the king side. Or maybe it isn't. That's how we roll, ladies. I should have asked you to find this. My apologies. Bad YouTubing. What's the idea? What's the idea? Yes, Lauren, you are absolutely on point. The idea is to destroy black. Perfect. And that's exactly what we are going to witness. Takes rook g1. I think this was a slight inaccuracy by white. Queen d2 castles first, and then rook g1 would have prevented what is about to take place. Because here Anish allowed this idea, and that's a bit pesky. Because now we lose castling rights as well. King d2. I mean, we can still castle by hand by playing something like queen f3, rook d1, and then king c1. But yeah, I would not have done it knowing that we have queen d2 here. That being said, the engine approves. The engine likes this for white most. Bishop e2. Lovely king on d2, right? Now we are allowed to play, or can play, queen g1. Bring the rook to f1 and then tuck the king away. Hello, Amatore! They took on f6. This looks like an absolutely horrific move because the bishop was single-handedly responsible for keeping the king side together. And now after bc, it is just tragic. Okay, your turn, ladies. The spice must flow. I agree. I absolutely agree. Thank you for tuning in, friend. Rook takes f6 would be a tragic misunderstanding of the situation, because then after takes, bishop takes, king e7, the black king is totally safe here. I'd rather after king d8, I guess, is what I meant to say. Definitely not king e7, because that head first walked into this. But yeah, here, and now I'm going to copy white. I will play queen e7 and tuck the king away. But now I'm actually being harsh. This is still good for white, but not as good as other ideas. Yeah, you are right, Abdurrahman. That's exactly it, and I'm not gonna hate it. Bishop d3 is very good. Improves the bishop, allows the queen to come out this way, rook to double. Brilliant. e5. Bring on the aggro, ladies, please. What do we do? Queen f3 is one option. Third best move. But queen g1 is definitely where it hurts the most. Because now g7 needs immediate attention. And if the king goes to the f file, then we can bring the other bad boy rather, onto the with decisive effect. Okay. Retake? Or not? What do you say, folks? And if not, then what do we do instead? Bishop d4, rook g7 is an interesting attempt, but that's gonna lead to tragic outcomes. Bishop b6, guys, is the move. Scoring a tempo on the queen, allowing rook g7 to come with the next tempo. That's it. Queen d7 takes g7, knight e7, and knight d4. Put your pieces in the center. Beautiful chess by Anish. Black is completely tied down. Can't move, can't move, can't move. Please resign. This is the first time in the game when Anish played an inaccurate move here. And I don't blame him for that because it's quite counterintuitive. Guess the eval, guys. Guess the eval. You won't believe it. Guess the eval. 6 plus. That's very, very, very close. 560. King e1, put the king on the starting square. And then castle, right? Fix what was messed up. Yes, Amatore, I don't even like the word strategy in such cases because there is no strategy. It's just pure calculation. So the best move here in this position is knight f5. And the reason why this is so counterintuitive in my opinion is because after takes knight f5, apparently queen takes f6 wins. But this looks like a lot of things and clean is not one of them. But it is. When you get to here in your head, you realize that black is completely busted. Rook g1 and yeah, penetration, check, it's all over. Anish instead played e5, which is very sexy too, opening up the diagonal. Check, check, and Carnage City. Yeah, windmill and now Matutski. Okay, who can find a mate in 4? Yeah, I do, Lauren. I do. It's a bad habit of mine. It's a Freudian slip, I suppose. So, mate, please. I don't expect you to find queen c4 here, which is apparently a mate in 4. There is another mate in 4, which is checks. Please find that. Yeah, queen of 8. Easy peasy. And now king moves are met by checkmate immediately. So I have to block. Check. Check. And Matutski. But, to be fair, if you gave this checkmate, then shame on you. Because this is a heap nicer. And of course, this is by far the nicest. So queen c7 checkmate does not quite earn the full point for you because there was a nicer mate instead. be sure that you understand that correctly. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is as good time as any to call it a day. Excuse me. My daughter has a gymnastics tournament or championship, or call it whatever, which is what I'm going to watch. It's gonna be my Father's Day gift for this afternoon. The only question we have is, who the heck are we raiding? We're not playing King C1, King B1, that's for sure. Amaranth, Arutinyan. Yeah, let's raid Arutinyan. That's a good choice. Have a good one, folks. Love you all. Take care. Yeah, this is up on YouTube too, in case you missed some bits and bobs. You can go back and watch it there. Otherwise, I will see you soon, hopefully. Take care. Love you all. Bye.